they're mean to me. That's not how the brain works. The brain basically works on a series of emotional, just like I have horses. Horses are smart and stupid at the same time, just like humans. A horse can be taught I had a horse named Becky. I got it from an Amish guy. She was almost like a human sometimes. You could say things like, oh, let's go ride over to a friend's house. Just kidding. She would like understand that and turn around like a smart person, you know. But you could be her owner for 20 years or 15 years, and if you made a loud noise in the barn when she wasn't expecting it, she might kick you and kill you on accident. That's how people are. And so when you wonder why are people who start to win financially, there was a guy here at the party, he's like, Ty, I started to make $1 million a month, and then I got into like partying too much, alcohol, and like I almost lost everything. Why would you do that? Easy. Sigmund Freud said, you know, there's 8 ways humans find happiness. He wrote a book, Civilization is Discontents, I think in 1923 or something. It's probably the most profound book I've ever read. And he said, session number 1, let me see your phone. Go to screen time. He went to screen time, it's 11 hours on social media.
Per week?
He said, Ty, I'm not gaining any muscle. Women think I'm too skinny. He said, I don't feel good. I don't sleep good. I'm making money, but everything else, I said 11 hours of screen time. He didn't understand the psychology of his own brain. Of course, you're not going to be happy. The human brain, our DNA is not built to stare at screens that much. Human life existence was supposed to be interactive, you know. So Sigmund Freud, the other reason I like Sigmund Freud, I tell people, it's funny that people are so surprised. I've read pretty much all the great classics and the philosophers and the modern geniuses and Nobel Prize winners. I know quite a few of them. I think Sigmund Freud was the smartest person to ever live. So far, I haven't met any, or met virtually through a book or in person, and I've met, like I said, some of the highest IQ people on earth. I interviewed, my first podcast was Richard Dawkins. He was ranked highest IQ human on earth. I've got 2 Nobel Prize winners. Cola, where's the word Coke come from? They put a little cocaine powder in the Coca-Cola too. By the way, I've been in Bolivia in the highlands there's a place called Lake Titicaca in the Andes of Bolivia. It borders Colombia. That's where there's a lot of cocaine. You get the bush. It actually is a great medication. The first time I went to Bolivia, I was in La Paz. It's the highest capital city in the world. You're at about, 12 to 15,000 feet? It's like 5,000 meters. And you wake up and it feels like somebody's sitting on you. You feel like you're going to die. You can't breathe. And so the medication by the Bolivian Indians, they have these Quechua and these different tribes, have a little bit of this powder. But it's not powder. It's have the leaf. So it's an unconcentrated version of cocaine.
Hectic. Do you think, I was reading research recently and I was watching a couple of scientists and they were talking about how the hormones that we secrete or have around us can tend to cause other people around us to sync with those hormonal sequences.
Right.
Do you think that has anything to do with the babies as well, and testosterone being more of like an aggressive type
So
hormone?
do you mean do babies
versus oxytocin?
Women sync up if you got multiple wives, like Nelson Mandela. His dad had, I think, 5 wives.
Yep.
So he would every week switch foundation. If you're sick, you won't care about anything else. Wealth is the accelerator. When you don't have money, all your goals take a decade to happen. When you have money, you can make them happen in a year. Love is the purpose of life. We know humans are primarily geared for social reward. You can be the richest man in the world. If you're on a desert island, you won't care, right? You can have gold, be a pirate, shipwrecked like Robinson Crusoe. You won't care because love, friends, family, romance is the purpose of life. And then happiness is the compass. So on Thursdays, I focus on happiness. And what I mean by compass is if you wake up unhappy, it is possible that it's purely biological. You were born with a set of chemical imbalances that make you more likely to be depressed. But it's also possible that you're going the wrong direction and your unconscious mind is trying to tell you something's wrong, red alert, something's wrong, red alert. And one of the problems with pharmaceutical drugs is you're masking the unconscious mind telling you the truth. You know? So a lot of people are unhappy and they smoke weed or they drink alcohol or they're anxious. Well, if you're body types, based on more modern science. If you go to 12types.com, there's 3 quizzes. The one you took is called 4 motivations. So 4 M's of
Well,
motivation.
I've done
Let me see
all
what
of them,
you
and I
got.
haven't
You done
here,
all?
so I've done them all.
All right,
I
let's
wanna
look at the
see-
4 M's. First thing I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of ambition.
Thank you.
You're not. well, I'm going to tell you it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
The good news is you got ambition, so you're going to try big things. The bad news is going to be harder for you to be happy. So material things is pretty high, 67 out of 100. Material mating, 72. You have kids?
No.
You should have kids.
Damn, Jess is sitting there like, uh-oh, we're in
Is that
shit.
your wife or girlfriend?
Wife.
Wife. You're not sure you want kids?
I'm pretty hard no on kids.
Yeah, and I'm not. I've never really thought about it.
You should.
Okay.
You need to think harder.
Okay.
Movement, very high, 76 out of 100. Mastery is 84. So you're primarily driven by being well-known, famous, at least in your niche.
Yes.
So, but you're pretty driven by everything. Drug, sex, and rock and roll, man.
None of those things excite me, really.
It's a metaphor. It
Yeah.
means drug, sex, and rock and roll mean people they're very motivated by lots of craziness.
Yes.
You need a lot going on in your life.
I
That's
do.
probably why you don't want kids, because you
It is.
think it will hurt your status. I'm going to give you a counter argument. All the most powerful people in the world today and life outcome. It's not 100% though. For all of you who don't know statistics, people rush into the comments. I know a guy who has a. If you take 1,000 people in a group and they have a finger hand like that, you can predict that they have. They're more aggressive in life. They're more entrepreneurial. They're less fear, things like that. But what I will tell you is, no matter how testosterone you have, how strong you think you are, Mother Nature laughs last. That's what Joel Salatin said. You could think you're a badass. I once went in the ocean on a freighter with the Amish to take them to South America, and we got caught in a storm in the middle of the ocean. And if you think you're tough and you think you're a big man, you think you're courageous, get stuck in the middle of a freighter where the waves are coming up 30 meters over you, 120 feet sometimes over you. Everybody becomes a praying man or woman there. And that's like going against our biology. You know, it's like, no, I can live. I have high anxiety, but I want to live in Manhattan because I want my career. Mother Nature is going to laugh last at you, you know. So I'm much more about, like, I call it biological conformation, conforming to your biology. So, like, yes, I'd like to see your wife's.
Bring
Did
it
you
up.
do the 4Ms? All right, let me see.
I was going to say, here's my other one as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You're for sure. I can tell you're a high dopamine, but also a high oxy. You like people too.
I do. I love being around people.
Yeah.
I love studying, learning, teaching, coaching, and being
You
around
got to sit
people.
on this quiz here.